What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Angel Media. Today I want to talk about the difference between a personal brand and a company brand. This is always one of the first things that people ask me in most of my brand assessment meetings. Should I get a company brand where I'm on the back end and almost nobody sees me, or should I be kind of the face of the company and take on a personality within the company and become almost a spokesperson, the Mark Cuban to the Mavs, stuff like that. So I think a lot of this has to do with yourself as a person. Are you willing to put yourself on the forefront of the company and almost respond for everything that the company goes through? And I think a lot of that has to do with whether or not you're ready for that. So that's something that you have to assess as a person. Am I willing to take on the responsibility of the company's actions? And if you are, then you have to decide, what else am I ready and willing to handle as a company owner? So let's go over the personal side. And they both have their pros and their cons, but the personal brand is definitely easier up front. It's very flexible. You can definitely start to change because it's your personality. As you change, your company changes, and the things that you offer can possibly change as well. There's less work to put in up front. Of course, you have to do the back end and you have to offer the proper services or products that comes along with all of the stuff that a regular business would come along with, because if you're not making any money, then you don't have an actual business. But a personal brand would of course mean that as you change your interests, your company changes its interests as well. So it's a lot more flexible in that sense. So that could be a plus. The con side of having a personal brand is that it's only good for really certain industries. I mean, a public speaking industry, a creative industry like graphic design or music producer. Think about your Jay-Z's or your Rick Rubins, or like I was saying before, your Mark Cubans, people like that. People who have industries where a standalone person has more of a say than the collective company. So let's go to the business side. When you're developing a business brand, it's always harder up front. You have to be a little more rigid about what you say. There has to be a language to your specific brand. That's a big part of what Angel Media does. That's a big part of what most branding companies do. You create a language of your own for that brand. You talk in a specific voice. It's called voicing, it's called copywriting, it's called messaging. This is a big part of what branding is, and so you have to construct the way that your brand would talk to your audience. If you're selling girls' jeans to 13-year-olds, you're not going to speak in a sophisticated way. You're going to talk to that market the way they like to be talked to. So it's a lot more rigid in that way. It's a lot more work up front. There's going to be a lot more of a look that has to go into it in the beginning. But on the plus side, it's a lot easier to sell, because instead of saying, well, I'm this kind of person who loves these things and that's my brand, you're saying, well, I sell girls' jeans. Simple as that. And so it's very easy to market, it's very easy to pitch, it's very easy to sell, and it's good for most industries. I mean, it's been this way since forever. So business branding is very simplistic in the sense that it's always been that way. But it's not very flexible. If you sell girls' jeans, in order for you to come out with a pair of men's standard set of slim cut jeans, you're going to have to kind of either come up with a reason for it or come up with a new company. There's not really much deviating from that. So it's not very flexible. But either way, in today's world, there's kind of a way to come up with both. Both of them have kind of been intermingling. You see that with Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg. You kind of see the way that one plays off the other. You see that with the Mavs and Mark Cuban. You see that kind of happening where they're commingling, they're combining. So I really recommend that you do the business brand before you do your own brand. But there's always a way around everything. Not everything is right for everybody. It's just what's right for you, especially in the business world. I do believe there's a tried and true method, and that the more that you practice that tried and true method, the better that you'll get at breaking the rules. But I think that you have to learn what the rules are first. And so, which one are you guys doing? I'd be really interested to know, what are you guys doing right now and how is it working out for you? Am I totally wrong in my assessment? And if I am, please help me figure it out. You can add me on Instagram at _angelmedia, or you can check out more at angelmediabranding.com. Comment below, and remember, sharing is caring. Love you guys.